Shadowing techniques speak with audio, not after it, all right? Let's talk about one of the most powerful techniques to improve your English speaking fast. It's called shadowing. Now, maybe you've heard this word before, or maybe this is your first time. But trust me, this one technique can completely change the way you speak English. So what is shadowing? It's very simple. Instead of listening first and speaking later, you speak at the same time as the audio. Yes. At the same time. Now I know what you're thinking, Johnny, that sounds difficult. I can't keep up. I'll make mistakes. And you're right. At the beginning, it will feel hard. Because when you shadow, your brain is forced to work faster. You don't have time to translate. You don't have time to think too much. You just listen and speak instantly. And that is how real conversation works in the USA. When someone talks to you, you don't get 10 seconds to think. You respond in real time. Shadowing trains you for that. Now let me show you how it works. Let's say the audio says, I'm going to the store right now. Most learners will do this. They listen, pause, and then repeat. I'm going to the store right now, but in shadowing, you don't wait. You speak with the speaker like an echo. I'm going to the store right now. Even if your pronunciation is not perfect, keep going. Don't stop, because stopping breaks your flow. And remember, fluency is about flow and speed. Now here's something important. In the beginning, you will miss some words. Maybe you'll only catch 50% of the sentence. That's okay. You don't need to understand everything. Your goal is not perfect understanding. Your goal is to train your mouth, your ears, and your brain to work together. And slowly, something amazing happens. You start noticing your pronunciation improves, your speaking speed increases, your confidence grows. Importantly, that's a big win. Now let's talk about how to practice shadowing the right way. First, choose simple audio. Don't start with something too fast or too advanced. Start with clear, slow, natural English. Second, just listen and understand the idea. No pressure. Third, start shadowing. Play the audio again and speak along with it. Don't pause. Don't rewind again and again. Just go with the flow. Even if you make mistakes, keep going. 4, do the same audio 2 to 3 times. Each time you will feel more comfortable. Each time your pronunciation will get better. Now here's a pro tip that can make a huge difference. Focus on sound, not spelling. English is not spoken the same way it is written. For example, what are you doing? In real American English, it sounds like what you doing. If you'll never learn this. But when you shadow, you copy the real sound and natural. Now let's talk about something very important. A lot of learners feel embarrassed while doing this. They think, I sound funny, my accent is not good. What if someone hears me? Listen, nobody becomes fluent without sounding bad at the beginning. Even native speakers sounded wrong when they were kids. So give yourself permission to be a beginner. Because every expert was once a beginner. Now here's a simple daily plan you can follow. You don't need hours, just 10 to 15 minutes a day. Pick a short audio, 1 to 2 minutes, listen once, shadow 2 to 3 times, repeat daily, that's it. Simple, but powerful. And if you stay consistent, in a few weeks you'll notice a big change. Your tongue will move faster. Your sentences will sound smoother. Your confidence will increase, and speaking English will start feeling natural. Not stressful, but easy. So let me remind you one last time, don't just listen to English. Don't just read English. Podcast tip, shadowing is like copying a professional player in a game. The more you copy, the better you become. Learn real-life sentences across all levels, A1 to C2, all right? Let's clear one big confusion first. When you see something like A1 to C2, it can feel scary. You might think, is this too hard for me? Do I need to understand everything? Should I skip the difficult parts? Relax. You don't need to understand everything to improve your English. In fact, one of the best ways to grow fast is to expose yourself to different levels of English at the same time. Let me explain this in a simple way. Think of your brain like a sponge. The more English you hear, simple, medium, and advanced, the more your brain absorbs patterns naturally. And that's exactly what happens when you practice with 300 sentences from A1 to C2 level. You're not just learning, you're training your brain to understand real English in real situations. Now let's break this down. At the beginner level A1, you'll hear sentences like, I like coffee, she is my friend, I am tired. These are simple, easy, and perfect for building confidence. Then comes intermediate level B1, I'm thinking about starting a new job, can you help me with this? I didn't understand what he said. Now you're expressing ideas, not just words. And then you hear advanced sentences, C1 to C2. That doesn't really make sense to me. I've been trying to figure this out all day. It depends on the situation. Now this might feel difficult at first. And that's okay, because you are not expected to master everything instantly. Here's the key idea, you grow by exposure, not by perfection. Even if you only understand 50%, your brain is still learning. Even if you can't repeat perfectly, your mouth is still practicing. And slowly, day by day, difficult sentences start feeling normal. Now here's something very important. When you practice sentences from different levels, you naturally improve your speaking range. Instead of only saying, I like this, you start saying, I really like this idea. I'm not sure if I like this. I actually don't like this at all. See the difference? Same idea, but more natural, more expressive. That's how real conversations work in the USA. People don't just speak in basic sentences. They mix simple and slightly advanced sentences naturally. And now, you are training your brain to do the same. Now let's talk about mindset. A lot of learners stop when they hear something difficult. They think, this is not for my level. I don't understand this. I should skip it. Number. Stay with it even if you don't understand the full meaning. Listen to the sound. Repeat the sentence. Feel the rhythm. Because language is not just about understanding. It's about familiarity. The more normal it feels. And once it feels normal, you can start using it. Now let me give you a powerful way to practice this. It's called layered learning. 1. Listen to all sentences. Don't stop too much. Step 2. Repeat what you can. Step 3. Focus more on simple sentences first. Step 4. Slowly try the harder ones. No pressure. No stress. Just progress. Now here's a pro tip. Don't try to translate every sentence into your language, because translation slows you down. Instead, connect sentences with situations. For example, imagine you're calling your friend. I don't get it. Imagine you're confused in a conversation. That makes sense. You finally understand something. This makes learning more natural and faster. Now let's talk about confidence. When you expose yourself to all levels of English, you stop being afraid of difficult sentences. You start thinking, okay. And that feeling is powerful because confidence is not about knowing everything. It's about being comfortable with what you hear. And the more comfortable you are, the better you speak. So here's your simple action plan. Practice sentences from all levels, A1 to C2. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Focus on listening plus repeating. Don't skip difficult sentences. Stay consistent and trust the process. And remember, you don't grow by staying in your comfort zone. You grow by stepping slightly outside of it every day. Podcast tip, don't limit yourself to your level. Challenge yourself a little, and your English will grow a lot. Consistency over perfection. Practice daily, even 10 minutes, all right. Let me be honest with you. This might be the most important point in your entire English learning journey. It's not about how much you study in one day. It's about how consistently you show up every day. Because here's the truth. One long practice session won't make you fluent, but small daily practice will. A lot of learners do this. They feel motivated one day, they practice for 2 or 3 hours, then they get tired, and they stop for a week, and then they wonder, why is my English not? The answer is simple, because consistency beats intensity. Let me say that again. Consistency beats intensity. Now think about this. If you practice just 10 minutes every day, that's 70 minutes in a week. That's more than 300 minutes in a month. And more importantly, your brain stays connected to English daily. That's the real secret. Language is not something you study once and remember forever. It's something you build through daily repetition. Now let's connect this with shadowing practice. You don't need to do all 300 sentences in one day. In fact, don't do that. Break it down. Do 10 sentences. Do 20 sentences, but do it every single day. Because when you practice daily, your tongue gets used to English sounds, your ears get familiar with pronunciation, your brain starts thinking faster and slowly. Speaking becomes automatic. Now let's talk about perfection. A lot of learners stop because they want everything to be perfect. They think, I'll speak when my pronunciation is perfect. I'll practice when I understand everything. I'll start when I feel confident. And because of this, they never start. So let me tell you something clearly. Perfection is the enemy of progress. If you wait for perfect conditions, you'll keep waiting forever. Start imperfectly. Speak even if you make mistakes. Repeat even if your accent is not perfect. Practice even if you feel slow. Because that's how improvement works. Now let me give you a simple example. Day 1, you try shadowing and you struggle. You miss words. Your timing is off. You feel confused. Day 3, it's still hard but slightly better. Day 7, now your tongue moves faster. Day 15, you feel more comfortable. Your pronunciation improves. Day 30, you sound completely different. More natural, more confident, more fluid. And all of this happens not because you were perfect. Now here's a powerful mindset shift. Instead of asking, did I do it perfectly? Because showing up is what builds fluency. Now let me give you a simple daily routine you can follow. It's easy, and anyone can do it. Step 1, choose 10 to 15 sentences. Step 2, listen once. Step 3, shadow 2 to 3 times. Step 4, speak out loud confidently. That's it. No overthinking. No stress, just action. You'll start seeing results very quickly. Now let's talk about motivation. Some days you won't feel like practicing. You'll feel lazy, tired, distracted. That's normal. Even successful people feel that. But the difference is, they practice anyway, because discipline is stronger than motivation. So even if you don't feel like it, do just 5 minutes. It's better than 0. And once you start, most of the time you'll continue. Now here's one last important thing. Track your progress. Notice small improvements. Today I spoke faster. Today I understood more. Today I didn't stop as much. These small wins matter. Keeps you going. So don't ignore your progress. Your action plan. Practice daily, even 10 minutes. Focus on consistency, not perfection. Break big tasks into small parts. Speak even if you make mistakes. Stay patient and trust the process. Podcast tip. You don't need more time. You just need more consistency. And remember, fluency is not built in one day. It's built daily. So start today, stay consistent, and your future self will thank you.